I have no idea what was in that. Oh, I don't know what was in here. Anyway, let's see if we can get this out. Oh, there it comes. There it is. Okay, so I noticed that there's this huge terracotta pot here and it's not doing anything. And I've got a whole bunch of succulents and I thought this might be a perfect opportunity to reuse this pot. And it's kind of one of those pots that's gonna stay here forever. You know what I mean? So I'll reuse this pot, fill it up with, there is a nail in there. I can use that. I think you get the picture. Let's go. It's a real warm one here today. Anyway, we have this terracotta pot and I have a whole bunch of succulents and I think we're just gonna chop them, put them in here, get them to grow. And of course, I'm gonna leave this here. Not that I'm gonna leave this house anytime soon, but you know, I've got enough plants that I can put them in here and leave them here. You know what I mean? Let's have a look at the soil in here. Come on. So really not amazing, fantastic soil. It's just old, very dry, very hydrophobic stuff. I imagine I'm gonna have to get in there and dig it all out. But before we do that, I think we should find some plants that I think will go well in here, and I've got a good idea. So let's leave this here and we'll come back. Oof. It is warm. It is a warm one today. Okay, so we're over here. Fire sticks. I reckon they're gonna go in really well, and these are looking a bit limp. So they could use some TLC, fresh soil, some water. I might take a couple of these cuttings, but I might take the whole thing back with me. But like this one, I might take those back with me. Cool. I'm also going to take this one. These are variegated obtusifolias. They're just not doing great out here, and I think they'd be better somewhere else. And let's also grab this one. Cool, they're ready for a prop. In here is old soil, old medium that I haven't actually found a purpose for just yet, even though I think I know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm not 100% sure, but I am gonna use it. And I'm just gonna put all of the stuff from in here. But I need a little diggy guy. I think the best thing to do would just be and then I've also got some old mix with just heaps of perlite and, well, you know, all that sort of stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's still good soil, it's still good medium. Heaps of drainage in there. And although it might be a little bit hydrophobic, I think when you mix it up with potting mix, heaps of worm tea, all that sort of stuff, it'll do well. Probably not the most amazing soil, but it'll do well for what it is that we're trying to do here. So I am gonna load up the bottom layer with this stuff. So although the soil beneath it is a bit hydrophobic, this stuff on top is gonna help bring it back to life. That's the theory anyway. Because this plant is kind of well established, this fire sticks plant, I think what we're gonna do is take it out and then put it on top of all of that other soil and then slowly fill up the pot around it, whilst also taking some cuttings from some other little succulents just to slowly get this thing happening. So I think what I'm visioning, the vision is fire sticks up top going crazy, and then a couple of other really cool succulents down the bottom. So let's see what happens when we break this open. It's kind of lopsided, so there doesn't really seem to be much going on down that end. So most of the plant is up this end. I don't actually know how to get this out. Come on. The roots have really dug in here. Oh my God. Yeah, they really have. Okay. So I just got to take the base off. And then they're the roots. So we're going to need to cut that. I had skizzers somewhere because that's not going to work out for us. We're not going to be able to get anything out of there. Get rid of those. Not even sure if we're going to be able to get that out. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, cool, we're in business. And then what's going on down here? All right. Look at all that. That's been dry for a while. So if I just place that in like that, hey, that's already pretty good. It's already pretty full. I've already got a couple of places of sap where things have broken, but that's okay. I'm just gonna fill this in just a little bit. Just one on this side and then one on this side. I'm also going to use some of this potting mix. One on each side again. I'm just going to move all of that around, give it a bit of a mix up while I'm doing that, just to make sure that it's secure. Okay, great. It's not looking very healthy, but it hasn't been watered properly in a while. I got to throw this out. I'm going to put this over here just for a minute because we need to cut up some succulents. Usually things don't get super messy, but this is a messy one. I don't recommend cleaning your blades like this, but I'm just being very careful with it. So we've got some real big places to propagate for this one. So I might take this down here from the bottom, just like that. I think that'll look good like that. Once you plant it into the dirt, I'm sure that'll start facing up to the north. So there's one of those. Got another one here. This one, I'll have that. And then this one. So 2 long ones, 2 short ones. I've got an idea with this. I'm going to fill these out with soil, but not in this video. I might just get some of these first. There's heaps in that one. What are we left with after that? Oh yeah, cool. That's manageable. Still heaps there. I need to put this back on top here. So, okay. Here's the only bad thing, you can't see me. Am I important though? I don't think I am. Maybe I'll get another chair. There's one just over there. Okay, that's better. Right, I have old medium down here. I have potting mix over here. So if you see me going between the two, that's what I'm doing. Old potting mix, new potting mix. I'm just gonna fill this up till we get to the point when we're ready to pot some of these bigger succulents. I'm just gonna fill it up a little bit more. That's enough of the old medium. I think we need to just use potting mix from now on. Funny thing is I'm running really low on potting mix. So we might actually get to the end of the potting mix that I have in this particular video, which, I mean, that's all right. That's what it's there for. Well, that happened pretty quickly. Now comes time for us to put some of these cuttings in. Maybe you can come in close for this one. Here we go, first one. I'm just gonna tuck it in over here. It doesn't look incredible right now, but it will once we give it a proper big drink of water. So I think that's the next thing we're gonna do. Worm tea and some water, and I've got the perfect amount. I think we're just gonna leave it to soak in one of those totes though. So here's the other thing. I need to figure out where it's gonna live because I don't wanna fill it up with water and then have to drag it around places. Let me have a think about it. I believe I found a spot for it. So it's just gonna be over here. I'll show you. Okay, so over here seems to be the perfect space for it, but I'm gonna leave it in this tub. I don't know if you can see it. And we're just gonna hit it down with a whole bunch of water and leave it alone maybe for the evening and then drag it out, plonk it down over here in the morning. You can't really see it, but it's worm tea. Okay, so we're gonna leave all of that there and come in back in the morning and we're gonna check on it and probably give it another big wash down with water and then we'll move it over there. Cool? See you then. The next day. I think it's done pretty well. I want to see how heavy it is now because it's been soaking up water all evening. Oh yeah. Significantly heavier. So all I'm gonna do is just throw it over here. I could put it up there in the corner. It gets a lot more sunlight. I think over here is gonna be good, just for a little bit. Once it gets growing, then I can move it around somewhere where it's gonna be in sunlight all the time. But just over here, perfect. It's gonna be out of the way. And if I need to mow the lawn, I can always just pull it off to the side. You know what I mean? Let's do that. Great. And then I got all this good liquidy runoff. Where am I going to put that? There's got to be a plant around here that needs that. Sorted. Done. Can't even see it. It's over there. I'm having a battle with my computer at the moment, trying to get some hardware and software to marry up. It's very frustrating. I'm going to go inside and do that. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you on the next one.